Hi friends, my humble self Kofi Ali Abdul have chosen to come your way again. As usual, we are doing very well. Very, very well. The topic of today that I want to discuss with you is titled The War Between the United States of America and the Arab World. That is the state in which we are. This is not a new project. It's a project that has been set in place for almost 100 years. And there's another 100 years in the making. When you look carefully, you will see the battle has started. Some of you can call this the war between Israel and Palestine. Recap it again. Some will call it, in fact, they call it the war between Israel and Gaza. When you amplify it a little bit, it's actually the war between Israel and Palestine. Amplify it a little again. A war between Israel, Palestine, Hezbollah. Then blow it up again. A war between Israel, Palestine, Lebanon. Oh, blow it up a little bit again. A war between Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, and Iran. Give it another blow up and it take you to the war between Israel, Palestine, Iran, and Syria. And if you want to look at it carefully, then you see it's between the war between Israel and United States of America on one side and the whole of the Middle East on the other side. That should tell you quickly when the war started. Of course, Hamas was said to have attacked the Israelites. Some people will say, like you saw at the UN Security Council yesterday, something led to something. Something led to something. And the Hamas from the Gaza strike. Palestine has been divided between Gaza and West Bank and Israel on the other side. So, West Bank is supposed to be the pacifists. One side deal with them that way, led by Mahmoud Abbas, and Osman or Mustafa Hania. On the other side, Gaza, they are the aggressive ones. So you have two sides. The international community, in quotes, recognize, and Americans recognize Mahmoud Abbas, who actually didn't win the election. Actually, Ismail or Mustafa Hania won the election. But the states, United States and therefore Israel, feel they can work with, and now the international community feel they can work with Mahmoud Abbas. So they kept him there, divided the team, and then Mustafa Hania was on the other side. So they are the aggressive ones. But actually they are the ones who won the election, because Mahmoud Abbas doesn't command that respect, he doesn't command that leadership, but that is the structure the so-called international community recognized. Now, the creation of the state of Israel, it looked like something probably the British wanted to do, because British colonized the Palestinians. But America quickly saw the opportunity. And how do you blame the Americans? You can't blame Americans. If you understand, and that is something all of us tend to be ignorant about, and that is, no great nation sustained its greatness as history have taught us, without winning and continuing to fight war. History have always said about winners and losers. Always ask yourself, which side are you? Are you those who have lost, or you are of those who have won? And technically, America understands this very well. Don't let us sit here fooling ourselves. Don't let us sit here fooling ourselves. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the British Empire, name any empire, including the Soviet Union, the United States, they all kept their place by their military might. War became their way of life. In America today, Americans, United States of America, what United States of America know is war, nothing more, nothing less. And those nations who have got the capability, who are standing up to say, United States of America must not interfere in their business. In their business are the Chinese and the Russians. And both the Chinese and the Russians, like United States of America, have piled up weapons to where weapons can reach. The quiet one is the United Kingdom. And half the nations of the world during the era of the British Empire, the British Empire have shaped their destiny for the next 1,000 years. And that's what my book seeks to explain to you. Now, quickly, let us go to the market. Here we have my book, Sovereignty, the Secret of Great Nations. Sovereignty, the Secret of Great Nations. This book actually talk about these things in details and how they are made. Sad. History is just repeating itself before us. We can't see. There are solutions to these problems. And I'll come to that as we progress. Go to www.ecdra.org. ecdra.org. Download a copy just for £9.99, and I'm sure you will come along and understand exactly the game. But what actually happened? Remember, when you go to the United States of America, United States of America was a creation of conquerors. And here we are talking about the British Empire. The land that we call the United States of America today is a land where you have the Red Indians. Why on the African continent were made small states and left on their own to rot? I don't know. But the United States of America, what became America, I've always said, it started as colonies, so many colonies. Then at a point in time, British colonies where people were conquered. It was war of survival. Well, how best can you survive if you cannot go and attack other people to give yourself a chance to survive? That's it. And the colonies discovered something when they gained their independence. They formed a regional body like the ECOWAS, Economic of West African States. Yes, Community of West, exactly, or like the European. That was where they started. The ECOWAS, they formed the Community of the United States of America. They form it. So it's a regional body like any regional body. What they did very well, which I've been searching for some time, is remember, when the colonizer is forming a colony, one thing the colonizer does very well is it creates a community of people and introduce a primary law to them by what we call autocracy, authoritarian introduction of primary law. So what the British did, they formed so many colonies as they attack each of the tribal nations of United States. What was at the location where you have America today, what they did was they were creating each of them different. Buffalo, Mississippi, Alabama, Philadelphia, all these things you see today, the British created them individually. So today, if these nations are getting their independence today at the location called America, United States of America, in the northern part of America, they will have been registered at the United Nations as one nations. And then they'll go through the journey we in West Africa are going now. But they use their own wisdom, given they have a common enemy, the British Empire. So what they decided to do was to kind of find a way of starting as a community of nations that really don't want to work together. But people like John Adams, people like George Washington, people like so many, there are about 13 of them. Yes, Alexander Hamilton. They came together, who are the founding fathers, and they went into treaty, secondary law. Remember, each of them has got what we call primary law. And I have always said, primary laws are what we call everyday law, daily laws. The law that people use in their daily lives. It can be autocratic or it can be democratic. If it's democratic, then there is a need for a legislative house. People to come together and make that law. That is democratic one. So the laws these people made in each of them, because that's how the British rule them. Individually, but each with their unique laws. You know, people are not the same. People are different. So each will have their law. And exactly that's how Britain ruled them. So when they had their independence, they then used conventions, secondary law, treaty among themselves, across themselves, beyond each. Treaties, conventions, and charters to live together and to try to identify their common interests and approach it together, which is like a United Nations of the States of America, or Nations of America. But along the line, they were able to evolve and move on to create a higher level. So at that time, even moving from one state to another could have been difficult. But when they succeeded in introducing that primary law, umbrella law, like EU have just done, that allowed them now to become one state. And all along, they've been struggling to survive because the Red Indians are there and attacking them. So there is that counter fight. So every day on the land of United States of America is a day to fight. You must be ready any seconds. Along the line, they saw the thing is working. Fighting against nature, because nature itself, like I said in my book, land, water, gas as air, plants and animal, we are all competing. We are competing each for space, for place, for time among ourselves. Each we are evolving. That's what keeps the balance. And I explained that, I think, in my introduction. And the animals also among themselves are actually competing. And among the animals are the human beings. And the human beings, we are competing against ourselves. Each try to have advantage to survive better. And this is what the Americans, the people of United States of America are doing. And they are doing it very well. Because they've gone through generations of understanding that you fight or die. And this is the rule of the world to survive. Yes. You fight. You look at how much United States of America invests in weapons. Go back and look at it again, you will see that the Americans, they don't joke. Inside the United States of America, they even encourage people to bear firearm and shoot each other, because that is exactly what life is all about. Shoot someone. But most of us are very uncomfortable with a world of such violence. If they can control the state, the umbrella, and each state can control people who can easily want to draw their firearm, and everyone has technically got one at home, yes, to protect themselves and maybe take advantage of someone. A nation that can control that kind of people is not a plaything. Americans are not scared of anything. They will go to the last. And that thing, that gave them that instinct, each day, live or die, has made everyone else a little bit below them. And you think it makes the world less safe. Actually, it makes the world safer. Because within, when they are able to do that, I'm very, very uncomfortable with that. I like the European system, America. But it works for them. And as they are containing, when you are making weapons either, and if you make weapon illegally, it's a problem the state must know you have, which are very good, and the law is working. So they know you have weapons. They come after you and check which weapon you have. How do you use it? When you use it, they are on your case, and when you kill someone, you are likely to be killed. They will kill you. You don't kill and walk away. American state will kill you unless they don't get you. So it is, and if they're able to create this kind of people, and by instinct, it's about who kill who. Even 90% of the film, 99, I grew watching, of United States of America. Sometimes I ask, is there anyone there left? They might have finished everyone. Although things are working, economy is working, everything. So I wanted to go there. Any book you read, James Harley Chase, if the setting is in America, because that setting, Harley Chase, or anyone cannot be anywhere except United States of America, a state of violence. But actually, the violence is controlled. It's only allowed the states to know that, you see, when someone shoots someone, you know the weapon they use, because they will use it on the police the next time. So you need to be ahead of what they bought. So what the state is doing is keeping ahead. And then their mind is 90% on weapon. Good. So when the opportunity came, you see, United States of America, apart from arming herself to the face, no nation, maybe Russia, even China, know they don't have weapons as America. And these weapons, America has no problem with weapons. It's what America will do with weapons. And it's either you do things in the way of United States of America, or you are an enemy. You are either, look at the United Nations, they go to vote. Stop the war. There wasn't stopping the war. There is either you blame Hamas, or you are down. And you are down. The other side won. It's not as you see it black and white. There's more to this problem than you see. Now look at it this way. The creation of the state of Israel, the Palestinians and the Israelites have lived on this land for as long as if the Bible and the Quran, as we know it today, can be used as the source of history, right? Let's use it. Palestinians and the Israelites Jews have lived for centuries, more than centuries, 2,000 years, count it. As long as the name God is used, Palestine and Israel has been in existence. So, these people can live together. And it's just not about Palestine and Israel, it's about the whole of the Middle East. And what is happening here is, you see, those in the Middle East, this is like Israel. It's like a foreign land within the Middle East. And that gives me a headache. Israel is not supposed to be, it's supposed to be one of them. There is too much suspicion, and to be honest with you, the kind of weapons Israelites have got, the state of Israel as God. You ask yourself, how? And they are giving more. Even when they started this war, Israel alone can take on the whole of the Middle East. Yet America said, more is coming, and we are coming. And they went there. So there's more to the Israelites that the Arab now, the Asia, the Middle East, they are very uncomfortable with the state of Israel. Very, very uncomfortable. And if you look at it among themselves, it's all about what America wants. It's all about what America wants. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes. It's not what you are seeing, is not what Israel is doing. They can live in peace. They can live in peace. It's no more about two-state solution as we've been shouting. It's one-state solution. This problem you are seeing, this Gaza thing. And you see, when the battle started, just look at it. What we were all told is everyone must back off. So what Americans have done, apart from arming one side totally to the extreme, and the other side have just nothing. Just nothing. And you, every day, some people call it open prison, some people call it open camp. These people don't even know what to do with their life again. But Israel is not a problem. America is not a problem. No. What? America said nobody must involve herself in this war. Palestinians who have nothing now, they are naked, should be left alone with a fully armed Israelites. Your head start out. You see, whatever you do with Palestine at this moment, it can work. The way the Israelites are organized, it can work. And the only one to blame for this are the Arabs, the Arabian Gulf states, and the Persian ones. They are the ones to be. They saw this problem coming. All along, what America has been doing is arming Israel and working with the so-called countries of the Middle East so that they will not be able to arm themselves properly. All the countries in the Middle East, none. Saudi is not looking for a way to become Iran. Iran doesn't want to be Saudi. They can live together. Yes. It's like saying North Korea want to become China. North Korea doesn't want to become China. China doesn't want North Korea. No. What the problem you are seeing here, even Russia doesn't want Ukraine. They just want to live quietly. The solution to this problem, the way I see it, because when they finish with this, the next one is Lebanon. Lebanon will be taken. Whether they like it or not, Israel will take it. Yes, they will take it. My great-grandchildren will tell you this one day. The problem is in the Middle East. The problem is nowhere is there. How? See, what is wrong in every one of them having their own nuclear facilities? Why is Saudi buying weapons from America? Can't they manufacture their own weapons? Yeah, if you can't buy them from Russia, buy them from China. You need all the weapons in this world if you want to survive. Yes, and the best way for them to do this is to form something like the European Union. They are all autocratic. But there's one thing. Their threat is the same. All over the Middle East, they have one clear threat, and that is supposed to be their brother Israel, because this is what America does very well. One threat, that is Israel. One way or the other, they could should have lived together. I want to see these people live together. The two-state solution that the Israelites said and the Palestinians initially said no to. They don't have a choice. Now, they want two-state solution, they can't get it. They will never get it. They will be finished. You look at the way the Israelites are. They are told, don't get yourself involved. So, assuming, let's look at where this war is going to. Let's look at it. When they finish, Gaza will be taken. Do you think anyone will be allowed to go there? Israelites know what they are doing. They go by land, sea, and air. They will make the place ungovernable unsuitable for anyone to live there. And with this kind of hell, this generation, these ones I've seen, they will not want to go near that land again. And it will be a normal settlement, and it will be a normal place, and people will live there normally, and there's nothing anyone can do. All the rest will be, all of them will go to West Bank. Gaza is gone. Now, this then bring Iran into the picture. Iranians for some time have refused to allow the America, of course, you can't talk about America without talking about Europeans because they are allies, or you can't separate the two. They work very well together. The Europeans are not aggressive. They don't want anything. They don't want too much. No. They are okay the way they are. It's the Americans that are expressing their power. The whole problem is look at Taiwan and China. Taiwan and China left alone will solve their problem. Maybe China will take Taiwan and then what? And then what? Taiwan become part of China. There are almost 1.8 billion people there already. Add that one to it and then what? America is arming Taiwan to the teeth. They are arming them. And Japan and South Korea are also somehow, they already are, they are technologically advanced. All they need is green light and they will have their weapons to be ready to take on China. So America has created that around that area. All that the Americans need is to have the Taiwanese to have that independence which China is sitting on, and I'm sure it won't be possible. But if Taiwan become independent, America will arm them. In fact, they say they want to turn them into porcupine. That China will find it difficult to go near them. And for some reason, China is looking carefully. They know what they are doing because they've really armed themselves. The Russians, there is a problem with the Russians. See, if United States of America see nothing wrong in arming the Ukrainians against whatever the Russians want, because the Ukrainians can live with the Russians in peace. Honestly, they've been living in peace for a long time. Yes, and then what? But the way, it's not the Germans or the Europeans. No. It is an American project, United States of American project. It has nothing to do with NATO. It has nothing to do with Europeans. It's an United States of American project to push the enemy. To create enemies among those people there, like you saw in Asia, is the same. But sometimes I ask myself, why has it taken this, especially Russians, so long to arm the Iranians very well? Very well. They need to be armed. Then the arming of the Iranians will give the rest of the Middle East the chance to also get up. But that is even not good enough. You see, the United States of American projects, I'm just looking at the whole picture. Maybe we are from West Africa. We don't have anything. We use sticks. We are poor, so everybody leave us alone. We also have brain to look at what other people are doing. So let us look at the what I think the Russians should have done. Nobody wants violence, but this is the way. America is doing it very well. Why are the Russians not arming, seriously arming the Cubans and the Venezuelans? arm them to the teeth, that the Americans will wake up in the morning, United States of America, and they are headache. They don't have any trouble. They don't have problem. If they are busy with people around them with the deadly weapons, this problem will not be the way we are going. They won't have time going after other people. United States of America have the time. Look at the warships pile up there. The warships is for Iranians. I won't be shocked. I would not be shocked that if things go the way they are going, the Iranians will have to fight a war with Americans, because when you listen to the Ayatollah, when you listen to what this man is saying, they say they are not going to sit down for the Palestinians to be annihilated. The Lebanese, the Hezbollah, right? They've started throwing weapons. Yes, they've been throwing weapons. Seriously, 2-3 days. The Americans are kind of pretending they want to contain the situation. How do you contain a situation when one is annihilating, totally eliminating the people? The United, in fact, the ICC is the funny one. When they ask ICC, have you seen any sign of mass genocide and internet? They've not seen one. No. They say we are investigating, we are looking, we have not. They will never see. Who is not scared of United States of America? Are you okay? I am scared of United States. Who are you? So everyone is scared. Stop this. They talk too much. America is not a joke. They are not a joke. They are ready. The question is, the bully nature, some people must stand up to it, and that doesn't include me. But what I see, and I'm sharing with you, this thing is a serious business. It is going to happen in our lifetime. The United Nations has been hijacked. It's like a circus. It's like where people go to joke. The UN has become, it's supposed to be where our peace as a people of this world, that I have just about some few years more to live apart from what I've done, to live in peace and die. It's not like that too. The UN is supposed to be the one upholding standard, telling everyone what. It's not like that. When you go to vote, then you have one side taking all the votes every time. What they want is what we start. Hey, condemning HAMAZ or no condemning, and then what? This is not a problem. The problem is, and they say they are sending aid, food. How? People are being killed. People are dying. And you say you are sending aid for what? So you are sending aid to them to eat before they die? I mean, for me, it is too much. But you know something? We know very well that the Arabs will have a problem. And their problem is very simple. But in West Africa, we can't deal with the same, because we are also in a mess. Our own is nobody need to beat us. Nobody need to touch us. We are in fact, when I watch the Palestinians and the way they are very neat, they are very, are these people suffering? I ask myself. I don't think they are really suffering, because we in West Africa are suffering. Before I go, quickly let me take you to a conference, the real situation in Palestine, that was in Ghana by one Kofi Jr. He's a very good man. I love him. And Dr. Gamal Abdul Nasser Adam, I'm sure is the son of Kwame Nkrumah. I think these people who organized that conference, in solidarity kind of with the the Palestinians, have they sat down to understand that they can be talking the way they are talking? It won't take them anywhere. Yes, the problem is in the Middle East. If the Arabs cannot come to solve their problems, they share a lot in common. A lot in common. They all have authoritarian government. They all know their common enemy, United States of America. They know it. They know, nobody need to tell them. They all know. The one that sell weapons to all of them. They know it. It's up to them. If they can't solve their problem, what solidarity? Come and sit down there. We side with Palestine. We got demonstration. Those demonstrations don't solve any problem. Any problem. This type of demonstration. Because then the people will come, they'll be waving flags, and then what? Your flags can never be seen by America. It can never be seen by United States of America. It will never be seen by Israel. They don't recognize you and your flags. The only one who can even recognize your demonstration and flag is the United Nations. British government is not even interested in all. America, because they are allies. And the Chinese are not interested. They are not interested. The Chinese and the Russians, by now, with their ships on the sea, that they are also there to protect their allies. And the two should fight. Let's see how far Iran can go. Maybe it will work, but it looks like the Iranians are going to be on their own, while United States and Israel will pile up together and they will level the whole of Iran. We don't know. I don't know how much weapons the Iranians have piled. But as we try to be peaceful and to be happy and to see a world that we can live it for our children, we are all here seeing these children demonstrating, shouting, happy, telling us, those before them, that we shouldn't destroy the world. They are telling us global warming, climate change, and this and that. When they start throwing the atomic bombs and the nuclear bomb and all the bombs, you will see whether your global warming will take you to anywhere or not. Climate change and this and that. That's why I said this problem we have. You see, when powers are of equal strength, they don't fight. They don't fight. They only try to fight around the smaller powers. The powers, how can a lion fight with an elephant in the forest? They will never fight. They live together. They sleep and wake up together. They will never fight. The lions will never fight the tigers or the leopard. They will never. They'll be there. They'll be hungry. They'll be looking at each other and walk away. They will rather, each of them will stay to die on their own rather than that. But when they see a vulnerable animal, they go after it. They especially the lions that are carnivorous, they go after the animal and make sure they organize them and finish him. Don't let us be those smaller antelopes that and the goat and the chicken that are easily finished. My friends, once again, I wouldn't take too much of your time because we have other videos to make so that we look at how primary laws are working. Everyday law, legislative law, will call it, in a democratic environment. Let us make this thing work. Once more, my humble self, Kofi Ali Abdul. Don't forget, get your copy of our book as a reminder. Like our video, share, and above all, subscribe. On this note, have a wonderful time in this hard time of ours.